What's up, friends? Welcome to the City Lights Sports Card Podcast. This is episode number 2. I'm TJ,
I'm DJ.
and this is a place for collectors who like the hobby a little quieter. No hype, no yelling about comps, just cards, stories, and the reasons why we still love collecting. So whether you're sorting a box late at night, driving home from work, or just taking a break from the noise, you're in the right spot. So grab a card, grab a drink, and let's talk hobby.
I'm back on that water kick. Last
And
episode, I had a beer. Now I've got liquid IV. I stayed out a little too late last night.
I feel you. I got a tall boy, but this time it's
Liquid
blurred
death?
out. No free shout outs. It's
No.
liquid death. No free shout outs. It's liquid death. Yeah, so I'm running with some high quality H2O tonight too. I'm
That's why I call some high quality H2O.
exactly. So let's jump right into it, right?
Dive
So
right in.
yesterday, January 13th, Topps Fanatics pissed off the entire hobby,
The
right?
entire hobby.
They released the checklist. They released some formats. So at the pre-order time yesterday, you could get your jumbo box, which again, one auto, one relic. You could get your regular hobby box, which comes with one hit, which is an auto or a relic. They released blasters. They released mega boxes. They released the Easter egg tins, which is kind of like a big release for flagship because normally all they do is the jumbo hobby, the hobby, and some blasters. Noticeably missing from the pre-order, however, was cases. They didn't have cases up, and normally for flagship
They
they have
did.
cases up.
No,
Oh,
they
they
did.
did? Did I miss those?
Yeah, so they put it on a new tab now. So
Really?
if you look here, I'll bring it up for you a little. I noticed it too because I was like, wait a minute, where the hell are the cases? So let's do the old sling this here, open this up, hit you with this, folks. Share my screen. We're sharing family here. So this Topps website, you go to shop now. They put a little box right here on the side that says cases, and you have to click that,
Really?
and then it brings everything over.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I feel like kind of a dummy now.
Hey, reading Rainbow, the more you learn, the more you know.
True. But
Damn
see,
it, I messed it up.
that's different too. That's different too. I don't think in the past they've ever done that for a flagship release.
No,
So that's kind of crazy.
kind of a
And my
little new
cyn
thing.
my cynical side is saying it's a little shady, but
Well, it's
you know,
because I think, I mean, presumptuous opinion here, but it's because I think that they essentially just know that most people are going to buy boxes and not
right.
cases. So it's like lure them to where everybody needs to go. And then those who find the cases tab and want the cases will buy them.
Right, that makes sense. Yeah, and I'm sure cases went really quick yesterday. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to see them. One thing that I did see though is kind of like how we said in the first episode there in the first half of the first episode was that prices went up. We
Yep.
saw prices go up from $98 for a regular hobby to $99 and from 189 for a jumbo hobby to 199 for a jumbo hobby, which
It
makes
went
me wonder
$89 to 99.
what's that?
It went 89 to 99, right?
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
189 or the regular hobby went from
Yeah.
89.99 to 99.99.
You said
Uh
98 and that was a dollar increase. And I was like, that is not right, sir.
that is
How
yes,
dare you?
that is not correct. So yeah, so we definitely saw that price increase. Like we had said. I mean, we kind of figured that that was coming. The one thing that we did notice, however, was that the price of the mega boxes and the blaster boxes that they released did not go up in price.
Hmm.
And everybody was like, "Hey, that's really awesome that didn't go up." However, upon further inspection, when you take a look at the actual box, the retail blaster boxes, which used to have 7 packs per box,
Yep.
now only have 6. So you're only
Hmm.
getting 6 packs per box, and the mega boxes, which used to have 16 packs in them, only have 14 packs in them. So they didn't raise the price on the blaster and the mega, but they took away a single pack from the blaster and 2 from the megas, essentially raising the price. If you price it
Yeah.
out by pack, um, we're looking at $30 after tax, right? So $5 per blaster pack. Contrast that to $30 a blaster with 7 packs. You're paying about $4.30 per pack at 7 packs.
Yep.
And now you're paying $5 per pack with a 6 pack blaster. With megas, kind of the same thing too. The price, we didn't see the price increase, like I said, but we are definitely seeing less product in it now. So they're still priced at $49.99, about $56. We'll cut it at a whole number just to make it easy.
Yep.
So we're looking at $56, around $4 per pack. The card count is down in each one of them as well. So in the mega box, you're going from 224 total cards to 196 now. When it was 16 packs, you were looking at about 350 per pack. And see the thing that like let's talk about this for a second, right?
Yeah.
Because we know that from previous releases, when we look at the pack odds, blasters historically have had the worst odds to pull anything in. So
Yep.
now they're pulling a pack out. So I have to think that the odds are going to be even worse than what they already were when we're buying 7 packs per box now to six.
Yeah, do you
Thought?
think that that means though that those hits, and I know we're not a big value like monetary podcast at all. We don't really care for that. It's not the important reason we're in the hobby. But things do cost money, right?
Right.
So do you think now that since those retail odds were already high and really like difficult to obtain a card that met those odds, do you think now you're going to see an increase in these cards prices that are of that higher odds pull because they're more difficult to get now than it was previous sets?
I think maybe so when we looked at the checklist yesterday, we saw that there are and we'll get into the inserts in a couple minutes and we'll let you guys know which insert it is, but there's an insert now that is a retail only insert. So
Hmm.
maybe the price, because usually like when you see like so for example, the mega boxes have case hits in them called mega stars, right? And you can only pull those from mega boxes. The prices for those usually like right around release time are at their highest, as with many releases and many cards. But those tend the mega stars, even the numbered mega stars, tend to not hold value for terribly long. Again, it's a paper product, so you're not going to see super ridiculously high price, high, like eBay prices, aftermarket prices, on them. But I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, it's going to make it, like I said, significantly harder to hit anything out of retail.
Yeah.
And like I said, retail is the most accessible product to everybody. The mega boxes, the blaster boxes, they can be found at Target, Walmart, Dick's Sporting Goods. I mean, even at grocery stores like Myers, you can pick up blasters and stuff like that. But it 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 sucks, and it feels gross of them to do that. Like keep the same amount of packs, but charge like the extra $5 that you're looking for. Like that's really all you're making on it is $5. But
Yeah.
if they're making 300,000 mega boxes and 500,000 blaster boxes,
Yeah.
that $5 is going to add up to a significant amount of money.
Yep.
But it just, it feels really, really gross of them to do that because now we're seeing the hits in the jumbo boxes are going down from 3 to 1, 3 to 2, and now the packs are even going down. They're keeping the same amount of cards in each one of the packs. With the blaster packs, you get 12 cards. With the mega pack, with the mega box, you get 14 cards. But again, this just feels very sleazy in
It
my
feels
opinion.
very
So,
under the table.
yeah, yeah,
Like
that's.
very, very like dodgy, seedy situation. Like, hey, let's try this out and see what happens. You know?
I mean, they didn't try and hide it though either. So I'll say that like they didn't say like at the bottom of each format it tells you, it says like 20 packs per box, 12 packs per card, and then it shows the price. So it's not like they were really like trying to hide it, but I think that a lot of people didn't really notice it when it went to release at 12 p.m. yesterday. And it took a little while before somebody had posted about it and said they're taking a pack out of the blasters, they're
Yeah.
taking a pack out of the megas. So yeah, it feels very, very sleazy and very gross,
It
what they're
doesn't sit well,
doing.
and I don't think it's going to sit well across the hobby, or at least I'm hoping it's not going to sit well across the hobby.
Excuse me.
I'm envisioning the fact that people are going to get a little bit smarter about this shit. There's going to become kind of like a hopefully a hive mind sensibility that develops. I'm really
Yeah.
looking for that. I'm seeing the comments on Reddit, and I'm seeing the posts on Reddit, of people talking about how this is unfair, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so,
it feels very unfair.
yeah, it feels very unfair to the average Joe. It feels very unfair to the guy who just wants to rip some cards because it's something that he does and it's the one thing he gets to enjoy because his wife nags him all week long and his kids run around and drive him fucking insane. You know, like it sucks for that. It sucks for
Yeah.
many reasons for other collectors too. So I kind of, and interestingly enough, actually, I didn't realize this. I don't know the numbers and specifics. Again, not the numbers guy in the group here. But TJ, I looked up and I saw that Allen and Ginter last year, the prices went up.
Hmm.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so the hobby boxes, the prices went up. They were last year, I believe they were 129. And now the boxes are 139. The Mitchell and Ness boxes were 149. And I didn't even end up looking at Ginter X.
Yeah,
But
I didn't either.
I think those boxes were 179. And if I had to take a guess, they were probably 159, 169 last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean we're seeing it, and I don't remember if last year Ginter X had two autos in it, but Ginter X this year has one auto in it. But even the regular hobby boxes from Allen and Ginter last year that had three hits, and that
Yep.
was the longest format, like for the
Yep.
longest time. And then they took that hit away again and increased the price on it. So again, that's what we're going to see in 2026 from Topps Fanatics. Like that's unfortunately just like what we're going to see. They haven't, they haven't said what else they're coming out with in 26 yet, and there's still a couple of sets lagging behind.
Yeah, we still haven't seen Stadium Club
In
from
25, right?
25.
We haven't
Yeah.
seen Stadium Club, we haven't seen Chrome Platinum Anniversary or anything like that. They had,
Oh,
talked about it in the beginning of the year, and eventually, or apparently, they were going to get rid of TCPA. But I think there was a big outcry because that's a set that a lot of people loved, especially the 23 set that came out. So it's really upsetting that we didn't get the 24 set, but supposedly we're supposed to get the 25 set. Whether that happens or not,
I mean, that was
I don't
supposed to
know.
come out in November. I've heard through the grapevine that just like the product is delayed, whatever that constitutes, which is, anybody could say that and just be like, yeah, no, no shit, DJ, it's not out, it's delayed. But they've actually like said on like websites, like if you were going to buy a box from like whatever online retailer, DA Card World or something like that, or whatever,
Right.
um, they said they don't even have the images up. There's no images
Right.
up on Topps website. It just says like arriving soon or like coming soon.
Yeah, so they had this splash page, and I haven't been able to find it again in a couple of months now, but it had all of the upcoming releases for the year in like little circles. So a lot of them obviously came out, but the two noticeably I think that are missing are TCPA and Stadium Club. And Stadium Club, we'll talk more about
We'll
Stadium
talk more
Club
about that
later.
down the road.
Yeah,
Let's
because
let's
that's
get
that's one
let's
of
get
that's
weird.
that's one of our favorite sets here. But
Yeah.
let's jump back into this checklist. Let's take a look here at the Series 1 checklist. So yesterday, Topps did the initial release at 12 o'clock, or the pre-order at 12 o'clock. And then about within an hour and a half later, they released the checklist, which was really nice to see. It's always, a lot of times a product will go up at pre-order time and there's no checklist out, so you have no idea what you're getting. But you're spending a couple $100s on a box, and we'd like to know what's in like who's in
What's
there,
in the
like who's,
box?
like what's in the box.
What's the
Like I'm
box?
I'm giving you this money here. What's in the box? Like who
Yeah.
can I expect to see? So we comb through the checklist for everybody, and we have a couple of breakdowns here for you guys. So there's 46 total insert sets across the entire
49.
distribution. 49?
Yeah.
Oh, I counted 46. That was my bad. So
Math
49
guy.
across the big brain. So 49 insert sets across the entire from hobby to retail. So there's going to be a decent amount of inserts that you can expect to see. Um, we know that some of the big rookie chases this year, this upcoming season, really big rookies. Last year, the 25 rookie class was a little bit underwhelming, especially coming into the season. One of the bigger names was Jacob Wilson that was being talked about, but it wasn't like 24. It wasn't like, Jackson Merrill and Paul Skeens and
Yep.
Jackson Churio and Wyatt Langford. It was like
And
it was
Jackson
it was very,
Holiday.
very tiny. Right. And the Jackson three. So this year, rookie chases, and I'm not going to name everybody because, like I said, this is it's a big rookie class.
Yep.
and there's a lot of big chases, and I'm
Hit us
not.
with hit us with your top five.
All right, so Roman Anthony, obviously, for the Boston Red Sox,
Hmm.
Cam Schlittler for the New York Yankees, Jonah Tong, New York Mets, Jacob Mizorowski for the Milwaukee Brewers, Peyton Tolle. I hate that I have to do two Red Sox on this list,
Oh, it's
but
Peyton. Yeah,
yeah, so we got
that's it.
Sam
The top
Basayo.
five. Top five.
I can't do a top five. I think I got like a top eight.
Wow.
I think I got a top eight.
Who else you got in there?
Sam Basayo for the Orioles.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Jack Cags. We can't not mention Jack Cags.
Yeah, but Cags, like, I mean, Cags got his cup of coffee, but it's his rookie. Yeah, sure. Okay.
It's his rookie. It's going to be a huge chase for the Royals.
Yeah.
Kyle Teal. I threw Kyle Teal on there because I'm a big Teal fan. Like I said before, I'm a White Sox fan too, Yankees fan. And finally, Bubba Chandler. And we're not listing like the whole entire list, right? Like
Yeah.
we're not talking about guys like Yostinson Garcia, the password for the Red Sox, third Red Sox on here.
He
Carson
just got
Williams
released.
for the Tampa Bay. He got released?
He just got, I believe if I'm correct on that, he
No
just got,
way.
yeah, yeah, dude, like, hold on, stand by. He might have got
He got
sent, no, he
traded.
didn't get, he might have got sent down to AAA. Um, uh,
Well,
it's on here.
regardless,
It's
he's
on here. I know. Oh yeah, Orioles outright. Johanski Noel.
no. That's Big Christmas. This
Oh,
is
that's right.
Yostinson
You're
Garcia,
talking
the
about the
password.
password.
This is the password. There's no way Boston's getting rid of him. I don't know what they're
It's
going to do in that crowded ass outfield now, but you know. Carson Williams, Tampa Bay Rays, Nolan McLean, Mets, and finally, if you know, you know. This is one of those ones if you know, you know. I threw him on the list here because of his Tops Now card. That's all I'm going to say about it. You can look his Tops Now card up. It may be one of the worst Tops Now cards in the entire release, but Big Bob Seymour. Big Bob
oh
Seymour. Okay. And like I said, if you know, you know. If you don't know, go look up his Tops Now card. He only had one this year. But like I said, I don't want to be a hater. I don't want to sound like a total jerk or anything like that. But maybe possibly the worst Tops Now card, and that's pretty hard to do because the Tops Now cards are I'm not a fan of the Tops Now cards, and they've had some pretty awful ones, but Big Bob Seymour's Tops Now, uh, I think it was his call up card at the time,
yeah,
um, was
2002 throwback.
was not great, was not great. So like I said, if you don't know what it is, go just Google it. Just Google Bob Seymour Tops Now and read why he got a Tops Now card.
Yep,
Yep.
it's kind of sad. I
It's
mean, good for him.
yeah, I mean that's great for him. Like get your
Yeah,
name
good for
out there,
Bob
get some
Seymour.
notoriety and stuff like that. But all right, so let's why don't you take us through the returning inserts that we can expect to see
Yeah.
in series 1 2026.
So we're bringing back home field advantage, only it's being called home field now. And it
Right.
looks like they're integrating the Legends home field advantage in with the home field advantage cards that were just of the players that are in today's era. The Legends being your Don Mattingly's, your George Brett's, your throwback guys.
Right.
So now they're changing that to home field. It's no longer advantage, and it's a combined set of Legends and modern day players. So that's coming back. You're getting Stars of MLB. The vintage stock is coming back. A whole entire 350 card checklist for that. The Golden
No,
Mirror.
it's not it's not the full 350 checklist. They skip a bunch of them. I don't know what the total number is. But it's not the full normally like and maybe in the past they did this too, but it's not the full 350 checklist, which is a little weird to me.
Yeah, like why would you do that? I mean, you're already taking packs out of blasters and making us pay more. Now you're not even gonna give us a whole entire like vintage stock set of,
Yeah, it's weird. It goes like one, two, four, and then it counts down through like 16 and then skips another like four or five cards and then picks back up at like 23 and then goes through
yeah.
and stops at 32 and picks back up at like 38. It's weird. So either they didn't release the full checklist or actually, you know what? Maybe maybe they're not doing vintage stock cards for like teams this year. Maybe that's what it is,
We'll
like
do some
machine
digging. We'll do
cards.
some digging. We'll let you all know.
Yeah, we'll
I
have to figure
also,
that
what I have to say is it's very humbling being on a podcast and like also like just being wrong all the time. I'm like,
out.
vintage stock, 350 cards. You're like, no, you bozo.
I'm
That's
here to
not
pick
how it
it. I'm here to
works.
pick the slack up. It's all good.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I do slack a lot. Golden Mirror is coming back. You're getting now a legend variations, and which is again of legendary players. So you'll have like probably like Barry Bonds in there if he's in this set because they brought him back recently, and so on and so forth, whomever else. True Photo is back. Silver Crackle Foil, which is a Mega Box exclusive. That's back. The Holiday Easter Parallels, not the full 350 set, but those are only in the egg tins.
Right.
All Tops team, greatest hits, first pitch, TJ's favorite ever. All Aces, All Kings are coming back. We saw All Kings come in 2025 Series 2, I believe, was when that first came out. All Aces, they've done a revamp on that set, which they originally you had in the early 90s, and that set looks really stylized and great. I like the new look of that card. And then Diamante, is that how I say that?
Uh, Diamante, I guess.
Dinamite.
Diamante, you say potato, I say potato kind of
Yeah,
thing. I
it's the
guess it's one of
foils.
those.
Those are hanger box exclusives, and those are coming back. So that's cool. There's still so they're retaining some of the product that we want to keep in the exclusivity of things. So people have something to look forward to if they're buying a hanger pack or something, if they're buying a retail box, giving you those retail and blaster exclusives are always a nice thing.
Right.
Um, I will say we should just jump right to new inserts too,
Yeah.
because new inserts are where I thrive. It's my lane. Um, so I'm going to discuss a few of them and then I'll let you run through a few of them
Sure.
because I think that would be great to hear you discuss the ones that I don't know as much about and the ones that I kind of know about. Whether I know more or not is irrelevant. It's just the ones that I did some research on, actually.
Yeah, there we go.
So we do have big ticket players is a new insert. In 2009, that card came out. It came out in Topps Ticket to Stardom. It was a insert set in there. So I'm wondering if it's going to be an homage to that with a kind of an upgraded look, obviously. But I'll do some little sharing here because it's always important to showcase what we have for you to see. So let me get this all set up. So this right here is your big ticket insert from the 2009 Topps Ticket Stardom set. Um, we can see obviously solid blue, really interesting kind of just photo and photo thing that they have going on, but it's kind of a basic card. So I imagine that there's going to be obviously a multitude of the serial numbered parallels of this all the way down to the superfractor as there is for everything.
Right.
Um, because there are no more 101s the same way that there are no modern.
Errors.
So we got the big ticket here. We also have a new one coming in is the Topps profiles. And I'm curious to see if this is a throwback to the 1996 set, which I actually absolutely love. I could see them retaining this design um, through and through on the new series, obviously cleaning it up a little bit, sharper imaging and shit like that. But
Right.
I think it's a really, really, really cool little set that they did. Uh, you have an AL and you have an NL, so it's going to be separated. And then it's got like a player and player picture formatting. At least this is what the 96 set is. I don't know if it's going to be a recreation of it, but that's what I'm hoping. And this is more of a like bring a player to the game to talk about another player in the game. So this one, as you can see, it has Ken Griffey Jr. on it right here, but on the bottom right-hand corner, for those of you who can't really see that image, is Kirby Puckett, Minnesota Twin great and legend, doing an insight on Ken Griffey Jr. on the back of the card. So it'd be really interesting to see who they pick and who they use for these insights across this product. Maybe Aaron Judge is paired with, Shohei Ohtani, making it like a dual card that is a super highly collectible card. I could see them going so many different ways with this. You have an Ellie De La Cruz and a Bobby Witt Jr. NL comparing AL, same division, but not in the Central, but not in the same league,
Right.
which would be really cool because those are two guys who came up kind of together in enough. But and then you have another insert called Titans of the Game. Now, like I didn't find a good website. Baseball Cardpedia is great. But again, as we said earlier, it doesn't have all the imagery in it all the time. So I found an eBay listing and I took an old photo and I just dropped it into a Word doc here and everything because we don't do free shout outs. Uh, these are awesome. These are from the Own the Show Topps 2000 set, and they are the Titans of the Game inserts, and they're so sick. They're such a cool little insert. They have all these like holographic baseballs in the back behind them and everything like that. Um, the layout's pretty standard and straightforward. You have a logo instead of a name for the team that's on there. Your player name is prominent on the front there, and Titans of the Game. It's not an overbearing logo, so you
Right.
get more of a look at the player in like in an action pose or something like that. So I really think if they adopted this 2000s Titans of the Game insert and put it in, it would really, really be an insert that people are going to look after and chase for because it's hard to get paper foils to be in great condition. And if
Right.
you are grading your cards and stuff like that, and that's something you do, you may be one of those few people, you're in the lower pop end of it when you do grade these cards. So those would be my kind of three favorite inserts that are new that I'm hoping are throwbacks. What other inserts do we have coming out?
So we got the base card 1952 throwback. Um, Obviously we don't know what that is, but if we're looking back at the very first year of Topps 1952, we're taking a look that iconic 52 mantle, the portrait, where he's got the bat over his shoulder. So if you just Google and take a look at what the 52 cards look like, they're basically just portrait cards of the players. And they're probably just going to modernize that. I would assume that makes the most sense
Yeah,
for that insert set. Um, but cool insert, definitely a cool insert. Kind of reminds me of Topps Chrome Platinum because that's how they have all the players on there. It's just like the straight on picture of their face. Sometimes they're
yeah,
holding a bat. So that's a pretty cool one. Looking forward to see what those look like, especially with the modern players. There's a whole bunch of like new stuff that I'm not really totally like sure of like where they're going with it yet. So we got the 75 years of Topps die cut. We can assume that that's going to look exactly like I think it was a 22 insert where they had like the diamond on it.
yep,
So that's a 75 years of Topps die cut, which is going to come in base. I'm sure it's going to have numbered parallels. They have autographs listed on there. Really, really great autograph checklist too, as well. Really, really good.
yeah.
And then some other stuff that you can find. It seems like across all formats, they have 75 years of Topps baseball gift. So they have a whole ton of different gifts, a couple of different teams on there. If I remember correctly, it was like the Brewers had like a game day gift. The Pirates had a game day gift. There's tickets to the Home Run Derby, to the All-Star game. And what I thought was actually really cool too was they did gift certificates as well. So you can get like
Oh,
a $7,500 gift certificate to Fanatics. You can get a $7,500 gift certificate to Fanatics Live or
cool. So you could
for
buy a
free.
Breaker's Delight box.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And then different increments, but I think one of them was like 1275, one of them was 75, or I think maybe two or three of them were $7,500. But that's cool. Those will be big chase cards for sure. I
Yeah,
mean, who wouldn't want $7,500 to just go to Tops and
just go
blow
ham.
on product for the year, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
I mean, you're probably only going to get six boxes with $7,500, but you know. So some of the other stuff that we saw, and this is the Super Box exclusive. So those big
Mhm.
boxes that come with like the jumbo card and the pin, they have Funko base cards. So I'm assuming they're going to do maybe like a cartoon style insert.
Yeah, kind
Uh,
of how we saw like the anime style insert from Bowman, but it was like a
right,
throwback to the 50s set or the 60s with the TVs.
right, yep, yep, yep.
So maybe we'll get, yeah, like a Funko
So
Pop.
I'm thinking that it's if I had to take a guess, maybe it'll look like a Funko box with the player inside of it.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll be a picture of the Funko because Funko and MLB had a license together and they made, like they had Judge, they had Ellie, they had Soto, they had a whole bunch of different Funkos. So I'm wondering if maybe that's what that's going to look
It's
like.
probably going to follow a similar design. I don't remember exactly which set it's from, whether it was like Bowman Chrome or Bowman Draft or Bowman Black or some shit like that. But they did like almost like action figure hanging kind of
Yeah, yes,
cards.
that comes in Bowman Draft. They did that last year.
Yeah.
I
And
don't know
so
if
you're
this will,
probably going to
I don't
see
know if
that for the Funkos.
Yeah, so the in action where it had like you could actually like hang it on there.
Yeah.
Those are really cool inserts. And they did the in action again this year with the release of 25 Bowman Draft. So one of the other inserts that's new this year, it's called Cover Athletes Cards, and there's not much information out there. So I looked it up and was trying to see if maybe it was like an older insert from like early 2000s, maybe like late 90s or something like that, mid 2000s. Couldn't find anything on it, but I looked at the players on the checklist, and I believe it's a 10-player checklist, and all of the 10 players that were on there were all cover athletes on Series 1 boxes. So
Yeah.
Pujols being the oldest, going back to Topps Series 1 2010. Then we had Judge in 25 Series 1, Trout in 2018 for Series 1, Acuna 2024 Series 1. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a carryover going into Series 2, like if they do the Series 2 cover athletes and then update cover athletes. So that'll be a cool looking insert set too. And it seems fairly small. And again, we don't know what the hit rate's going to be on them because
Yeah.
the odd sheets are not out yet. But I don't want to say that I'm excited for the release, but I'm a little bit more excited to see the inserts now. Like now that the checklist was released and we kind of get a view of what we're looking at. And I'm sure that these are going to slowly start to come out. The release date for Series 1 this year is February 11th. So we're less than a month away from that, and that'll come up pretty quick. We're almost at the end of January at this point. So
Crazy.
I'm sure we'll start to see some of those inserts really start to roll out.
Yeah, and it's gonna be nice because with those inserts as we see them come out, and what I mean by nice is just like again, I'm not a flagship guy, but I do like inserts, so I probably will find myself a little insert set that I try and put together of a low parallel number or something like that, because it's just what I like collecting. But there is some I say with cautious optimism, enjoyment that I'm looking forward to with this set. I don't like the base card layout. I said that in the other episode.
Right.
It's ugly. It's very, very lazy. Um, but the inserts have the potential to really be quite enjoyable to collect in this series, in this set, especially with the new ones that are coming about that we've just discussed. With that being said, I do curiously, it's interesting to me that for the like 75th anniversary, like and the 91 style throwback that they're doing, that we're seeing a lot of the other restylized inserts from alternate years of Topps products.
Hmm.
Like, and again, speculation on the ones that I brought up, the 2009, the 96, and the 2000 throwbacks, and referencing those. But like it leads me to believe that maybe like these recreations of those cards from different years are just going to be with modern players, obviously, and they're not going to put like old players in those insert sets.
Right.
Um, the 91 set didn't offer much in terms of parallels. It was a 91
Right.
set, so it was like I feel like Topps had to find other things to put in this to do the anniversary of the 91, also in addition to the anniversary of the 75th.
Right.
So, do we think like that Topps is going to continue to recycle designs that throw back and like to earlier years to keep like interest in that nostalgia factor and that FOMO of when they're selling this product? Do you think that's something that they're really kind of talking about in their marketing meetings potentially regarding this product?
I mean, I think the 35th anniversary cards are some of the best things that come out of flagship. I know a lot of people love seeing like the throwbacks, and we're starting to get now into the early 90s. We got the 91 set. So there's a lot of people that are late 30s, early 40s and stuff like that are just coming back to the hobby over the last 2-3 years now. And at the age that they're at, that we're at, they're starting to see those cards that they grew up collecting.
Yeah.
I can remember ripping packs of the 91, and like the card that sticks out to me the most with the 91 insert is the Bo Jackson, where he's running. I think he's coming around second base, like
Yeah.
that. And like the Chipper Jones and Mark McGuire, where he's sliding into the base and he's got his hands up. You had
Yeah. I
mentioned
mean,
that
he looks
before.
like he has two pythons for arms.
Yeah.
It's insane how big that guy was.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that I'm a big fan of the 35th anniversary cards always.
Yeah.
Like I said, the 89 insert was my favorite. But 90 is like right around the time where it really, picked up for me.
Yeah.
Like right all the way up through like the mid 90s and stuff like that. So, as far as parallels go on those, like obviously, we'll see the black borders, 199s. The blue borders, the blue borders last year, or was it 2 years ago, the 89? Those weren't numbered. So maybe they change up the
Yeah.
parallels to match everything, green to 99, gold to 50.
Yeah.
But again, yet to be seen. Yet to be
Yeah.
seen because we haven't seen the odds list to know what parallels we're looking for out of what packs.
And
So
the product comes out when? February 12th?
February 11th this year.
February 11th. So just so everybody knows, February 11th is probably when you're going to start seeing a lot of that product, moving online and stuff like that. You'll get better imagery. You go to your subreddits or whatever you look at to look at cards online, you'll be able to find kind of what is out there and what is those inserts are looking like. Hopefully, I'm really hoping that I am correct on at least a couple of those inserts being throwbacks. I
Yeah,
don't really care about the big ticket one. The Titans one is interesting to me because it also could be like the Titans where they did like in the recent Chrome releases and stuff like that, where it's the guys like stepping massive giants, they're Titans, and
right.
it's like the cityscape around them. I'm really hoping that they recycle that idea and that insert because if they do the throwback to the 2000 set, I think it'd be much more sought after and really much more eye appeal
When
would
that
be
was in the 23 set, it was just called Titans, right? It wasn't
Titans.
Titans of the
Correct.
game. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, so I
Um,
mean you're probably right. They're probably going with the
Fingers crossed.
yeah.
I'm
I
usually
think it's
not right, but
going to be Titans of the game. No, I think here you're probably right. I mean we found the what was it from 2001 you said?
that's the Titans of the game is from 2000.
Oh, so from 2000. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean why wouldn't they bring that back?
Yeah, and they got that
Why?
foil look to them that reminds me of Pacific. I don't know if anybody
Yeah.
remembers Pacific cards, but
Hmm.
some of them were just like a shiny foil and then it was a player slapped on top of
Yep.
it.
Yep.
And those were really cool cards back in the day. If you ever want to go down memory lane and look up a Pacific baseball cards from the 90s, it's pretty interesting to see. That's now dissolved, obviously.
Look up
I
some
did
old
want to hit
peachy.
you before we dipped, TJ. I wanted to hit you with the fun fact.
Let's go. What do you got for me today?
So fun fact is, and it's going to be a card related fun fact to
Okay.
this set that's coming out. They are doing a signature tunes card, and it is one baseball player and one musician on a dual auto. If I had to tell you, it was going to be Moby, the DJ, and Bryce Harper, the Philadelphia Philly. For me now, the fun fact here is I was like, what is this connection? So apparently, Bryce Harper's walk-up song is Flower by Moby. So they're doing a insert of Bryce Harper with Moby on a dual auto, and it seems a little silly, a little gimmicky. I've always
No.
been turned off by dual auto cards because you might get like you could have a player, you get a dual auto and it's Aaron Judge and Clint Frazier, and you're like, cool.
Right.
Like go sit in the bleachers, Clint Frazier. Um,
Or just go rip the Yankees up on podcasts like you've been
Yeah,
doing for the
just
last couple
continue
months.
to do what you're doing and act like a fool. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. So that's a fun fact. It's called the Signature Tunes card. It is going to be in the Topps 2026 Flagship Series 1 release. So That again, that product is now out for pre-order and everything like that. So you can potentially find yourself getting your a cool little Moby Bryce Harper autograph,
So
which
I'm thinking when the release comes out, like we can do one of two things. We could rip a couple boxes
yeah.
and we could get like a hobby box, a mega box, and a blaster. Or we could just light $195 on fire on camera. So we could do, we could either rip some packs or we could just light
I think you know
$190
what?
on fire.
That's the poll. That's the poll on this episode. We need to know, do you want to see us light $150 on fire, or do you want to see us rip open some packs?
Either way, we're burning money. Either way,
Exactly.
we're burning money.
Exactly. I'm hoping you guys go with the rip packs only because then what we could do is maybe we could do like a giveaway.
At least I could walk away with 400 base cards.
Yeah. We could maybe do a little giveaway. I gotta think more on that, and we'll talk about that more offline. But yeah, maybe we could do like a little, we send an insert to somebody who's starting following the podcast, to kind of garner interest in this more too. But
Sure.
that's a conversation for another day. Um, I don't really got anything else. I think we've covered a pretty good chunk of this, and I'm thinking that, people, if you have questions, ask. We spend the time going and looking this stuff up, and then I get proven wrong more often than not. So usually, I guess what website I'm using to look up information is wrong. But no, like if you have questions, ask. We want to answer questions. We want to know what's interesting to you. We want to know what inserts you might be chasing. We want to know if you're buying boxes or not buying boxes because of the price change and the relic drop. So come at us with anything and everything. We're here to kind of just navigate this hobby with you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we got a couple cool ideas for some new podcasts coming up, or our next episode, episode 3. We're gonna do a little Bowman format and kind of go over that and what you're gonna find in Bowman boxes, releases, and stuff like that. Because I know Bowman can get very confusing to a lot of people.
Yeah.
People blindly buy Bowman and they're like, "What am I looking at? What is this card? He's not in the MLB. Who is he? Why is?" So we're gonna go over that. We're gonna go over the different formats. We're gonna go over, what the first Bowman is, what the prospect card is. Obviously, everybody knows what the rookie is, the vet base and stuff like that. But we're gonna do a little bit of a deep dive onto into Bowman. So you can look for that episode probably within the next like 4 or 5 days. I would
Yeah.
hope to have that. We can have that up by Monday the latest. So yeah, definitely check that out. But other than that, I don't really have anything. I want to thank everybody for checking us out. We're watching the views go up, and we really appreciate it. So thank you guys. It's been really cool to see over the last couple of days, how this plant the seeds and it's starting to grow now. So that's
Yeah.
cool. But other than that, yeah, I got nothing else.
Hell yeah. Well, then with that being said, thank you for joining us on City Lights Sports Cards Podcast. I got to just slow it down. Uh, we appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you next time.
All right,
Later.
later.